What is today's topic? CSS selectors. So what are the disadvantages you faced while you're solving yesterday assignment? Yesterday V assignment or assignment. So what is the disadvantage you're facing? Messy code, lack of info about tags. Yeah, it is very messy, right? If I open yesterday's code, day 2 V code, so can you see it is looking very messy? All my styles are looking very messy, right? So if you see, this is not looking very good. And we are also giving same styles for different, say, means we are not reusing it. We are copy pasting the same styles every time. Do you see that? So if you see, this is same for the remaining tags also with 30%, all those things, right? So we are repeating our code very much, right? So whenever in JavaScript, whenever you want to reuse a variable, what will you do? Suppose I have x is equal to 2. I want to use 2 so many times in my code. So what will you do for that? Not loops. Suppose I have a value of 2. Okay. Some number 2 and I want to use this 2 many times, not by writing the number, but by storing in some variable. So what we used to do in that? So we used to store in some variable, right? Where x is equal to 2 or let x is equal to 2, whatever it may be, right? And you do whatever mathematical operations you want in this. So I can do x plus 3, x into 3, and x divided by 3, right? So instead of writing 2 every time, I'm using x here. So what I'm basically doing here, I'm storing the variable in x. Understood? So now we are making the same styles, right? If you see this, so we are making same styles here. So with a 30% height, 100%. So can you store this in some kind of variables? So in HTML, we don't have any variables, but we'll see how to store these separate styles in separate style sheet. Okay, in separate selectors, we say. So what are the different types of selectors? What is the other meaning of selector? What is selecting? Selecting means catching, right? Can you tell catching or picking? Yes. So selecting, choosing, catching, or picking. So I will use this word catch so many times during this coursework. Okay. So what are the various types of selectors you saw in previous class or in notes? So first one is tag selector. What do you mean by tag? Tag or element selector, right? Tag means p tag, h1 tag, and all those things. And second is ID selector, class selector, and universe selector. So we look into these 4 selectors in today's class. Okay, so let's jump into code. Suppose I have a h1 tag here. So I want to give some background colors, some font size to this h1 tag. So based on yesterday's knowledge, so how can you do that? So I can write a style tag. Style is equal to, what can I write? So background color red, color as white. So now if I refresh my page, I'll get those things. So what this what is this called if you're writing styles in the same in the HTML tag? So what is this called? These are known as something known as inline styles. Why which is known as inline styles? Because we are writing inline to the HTML tags, right? We are writing the same line of HTML tag. That is why it is known as inline styles or inline CSS. Okay. So yesterday, whatever we had done yesterday, it is known as inline styles. But writing inline styles is not recommended because it will make your HTML look very messy, right? HTML code will look very messy. It is not good. It is not repeated, means you can't reuse the code basically. So now instead of writing inline styles, so we can write one more tag known as style tag. And generally we use style tag in the head tag itself. Okay, don't write in body tag. It is general procedure we follow. You should write style tag in the head tag. Don't write in body tag. So inside these styles, so what I will do is, so I will call h1. So what h1 will do, if I call h1, so it will check for h1 in the entire body tag. Okay, it will search for this h1 in the entire body tag. And we need to open a curly brace and close a curly brace. So inside this, you need to write whatever styles you want. So what are the styles I want here in this case? So I'll remove this here. So I want background color as, I will refresh it once. So background color is red. And what is the color? White. So now if I refresh my page, can you see the output? Same output as before. So what I'm doing here, instead of writing inline styles like this, what I wrote the same styles in my style tag. Can you see that? I wrote same styles in my style tag and I'm catching this h1 here. This h1 will basically catch this h1 tag. So what is this kind of selector known as? What are we catching here? What is h1 here? Tag, right? So it is known as tag select. Okay, I'll remove this inline styles now. From now on, you should not use inline styles. Even in assignments or evaluations, you should not use inline styles. So let's suppose I have some h3 tag and I will write Bangalore. So how can I style the h3 tag now? I want to style the h3 tag. How can I style it? So how to catch the h3 tag initially? So go into styles, type h3, open a curly brace and close the curly brace. And for this, I want some font size of 30 pixel. Now will I get for h3, will I get font size 30 pixel? If I refresh my page, can you see? You can't really apply font size. So let's apply some color to it. So color as teal. So now if I refresh, you'll get color teal. Understood? If I have some p tag, paragraph. Okay. So if I catch the p tag and I will write font size 40 pixel. Will my p tag get font size 40 pixel now? Can you see that? I'm getting 40 pixel as p tag. Suppose you have an image like this. Image. I'll copy some image from Masai School website. Okay, so I'll copy Nupul's image only. Copy image address and paste it. So now I'm getting a very large image, right? So I want to reduce the width of it. I want to reduce the width of my image. So what can I do? Can I use tag selector for this? Can I use tag selector? So I will write, what is the tag name now? What is my tag name now? IMG. And what is the style property? Width. And I will write 200 pixel. Now if I refresh my page, can you see? My image size is reduced. Understood? If I want to keep some rounded borders to it, I want to keep some rounded borders. Okay, curvy borders. So if you see this Masai School website, can you see some curvy borders at the ends? Can you see this? So how to get this? We have something known as border radius. Okay, I will give border radius as 20 pixel. Now let's check our output. Sorry, getting rounded borders now. If I give 40 pixel, will my border size increase? Means will my curve increase a bit? Can you see that? If I keep 60 pixel, what will happen? It will increase more. If I keep 80 pixel, it will increase more. If I keep 100 pixel, for 100 pixel, what happened? My image is in circle shape, right? So what is 100 pixel of 200 pixel? Half, right? Or 50%. So is there any difference if I keep 50% instead of 100 pixel? Will there be any difference? So whenever you want rounded means circle images, what you should do? You should keep border radius as 50%. Then you will get some circle images. Understood? Either you should keep off of your width 100 pixel or you should keep 50%. Anything is fine. Cool. So now there is one disadvantage with this tag selector. What is that? There is one disadvantage with this tag selector. What is that? Suppose if I have one more image, okay, if I have one more image and I will give some SRC as Yogesh image, copy image address. Now will I get same rounded as Nupul or will I get different image now? So this image styles will be applied for both the image tags, right? Because this is an image tag and this is also an image tag. So will this get applied for both the image tags now? Can you see that? It's applying for both the images, right? But in real applications, you don't really want all your tags to have same styling, right? So you should have different styles for different tags. Suppose if I have one more H1 tag, okay, and I will write Param Raj. So now will I get all the styles which I applied for H1? Will I get for this Param Raj also? Will I get the same styles? But I don't want this behavior. So this is one of the disadvantage of tag selector, right? So you should use this tag selector whenever you feel that you have only one tag or you want to use only for one tag. Understood? So to overcome this disadvantage, we have one more selector. What is that? To overcome this disadvantage, we have one more selector known as ID selector. So how many of you are fans of IPL? What is your favorite team in IPL? Don't tell the winning name. Tell your favorite team. Mumbai. I see so many RCBs, CSKs, Mumbai's. None. None is a new team or what? Okay. Okay. So who is your favorite cricketer in this IPL? Okay, I see only 3 names. Cool. Suppose among all the IPL teams, I want to call Dhoni. Means I want to select Dhoni. So how do I select Dhoni? Shall I call CSK? If I call as CSK, entire team will come, right? Not only Dhoni. Right? If I want to call only Dhoni, so what should I do? I should call him by name or I should call him by jersey number, right? I should call him either by name or either by his jersey number. Okay. So whenever I'm using ID selector, so I should either call him by his name or call him by his ID number or jersey number, which is unique, right? These names and jersey numbers are unique. It can't have same name and same jersey numbers for two people, right? You can't have same name and same jersey number for two people. So this ID which you call is always unique. Do you agree with that? Okay, let's take a small example now. I will take the example which I explained in pre-class only, so that you will let you know what is happening. So I will take HTML and I will take head, take body. Okay, so inside this, I will copy this path. As there are so many shortcuts for this, I will explain shortcuts once you get used to this. Okay, if I tell shortcuts in the initial stage, then you will not know the original process. So I will tell the shortcuts at the end of this week or next week. Okay, so I'm getting right as ID select. Okay, so now I will make some small tags here. I will write p tag from CSK. Another p tag. Oily from RCB and Rohit from Mumbai. Sachin from Mumbai. ABD from RCB. Who else I left? Okay, I'll keep one more CSK. I am Raina from CSK. X CSK or CSK. Okay, so I took different names here. I took Dhoni from Chennai, Kohli from RCB, Rohit from Mumbai, Sachin from Mumbai, and then ABD and Raina. Sorry, it is Raina. Cool. So now I want to select only Dhoni. So how can I select only Dhoni now? So I will make a style tag now. So can I use p tag directly? For Dhoni, I want to give some background as yellow color. So can I use p tag here in this case? If I write p tag and background color as yellow, will it apply for all the tags or only for Dhoni? It will apply for all the p tags, right? You will get background yellow for all the p tags. But here I want only for Dhoni. So what should I do? Can I give some ID to this Dhoni? So I'll give ID is equal to Dhoni. This ID name can be anything. Okay, you can keep whatever you want. Mr. Cool or something. ID name can be anything, but don't keep numbers like this. Don't keep numbers or special characters. So I will write, yeah, Mahi. Okay, ID is equal to Mahi. So now how to catch this ID now? So now we are not catching by its tag name. Now I want to catch by its ID. I want to select by ID. So how can I select by ID? So I'll remove this now, p tag. So how can I select the ID? So can I write Mahi and directly write background color? Background color yellow. Will this work? It's not working, right? So we need to tell the CSS or style tag that we are using ID. So what is the symbol for recognizing ID? Hashtag, right? So we need to keep an hashtag before Mahi. So now if I refresh my page, so are you getting only for Dhoni now? Cool. So now I want to select Kohli. So how can I select Kohli now? Can I use an ID for Kohli also? So I will write ID equal to Kohli. So now can I write Kohli and background color red. So now will I get background color as red? No, right? Why? Because we didn't give the hashtag here before Kohli. Hashtag Kohli. Now I'll get background as red. If I want to select Sachin, so how can I select? I'll give ID is equal to master blaster. Okay. So I will write master blaster and I will write background color as blue. So now if I refresh, I will get for Sachin. Understood? Everyone, how to use ID selectors? You can't use any symbol other than hashtag. It won't work. It should be hashtag only. You should not give any other symbols. For ID selector, it's only hashtag. Clear this ID selector, everyone? Any doubts in this? So now what I want is, I want to give this background yellow both for Dhoni and for Raina. I want to give background yellow both for Dhoni and also for Raina because both are CSKs, right? So I want to give background yellow for Dhoni and Raina. So what can I do? Can I use ID equal to Mahi for Raina? So if I call Mahi, will Raina hear you? Means he will respond to you. No, right? What I told, ID should be unique, right? You can't have multiple ID with same names. So what we saw, so IDs should be unique. You can't have multiple names. You should remember this point. So now instead of ID, what can I do now? So there is one more selector known as class selector. So whenever you want to call a particular team, okay, if I call FT Web 20, so will all the persons respond to me? It's like a class, right? FT Web 20. If I call only single person, Saurabh Bandari, will everyone respond or only Saurabh Bandari will respond? Only one, right? Yeah. So ID is like calling only one person, but class is like calling group of persons. Do you agree with that? ID is only for calling single person, but class is for calling group of persons or group of students or group of members or group of tags. So now I want to call both Raina and Dhoni. I want to give background yellow both for Raina and Dhoni. So what should I do? I should use something known as class selector, right? So what should I do? So can I give class name along with ID name? Can I use both in the same tag? Can I use both in the same tag? Yes or no? You can use it, right? So what are these ID and classes basically? Can you call this as attributes? Can you call this ID and class as attributes? So you can have multiple attributes, right? For single tag. There is no rule that you should have only one attribute, right? You can have multiple attributes for the same tag. So can I have a class also for this tag along with ID? So I will call class is equal to CSK. Now I will write CSK background color yellow. So I'll remove this ID now. I will comment out this. So now will I get background yellow for CSK? Means for Dhoni, because I'm keeping class only for Dhoni. I'm missing one thing here. So that is for ID, what we have followed the symbol, it is hashtag. For class, what is the symbol? It is dot. So now if I refresh, so can you see you're getting background yellow for Dhoni. Now, if you want background yellow for Rhino also, so what you should do? Copy the same class name and give it to Rhino also. Now this dot CSK is searching for class CSK among your HTML tags. So how many times it has found class CSK in your HTML tags? 2 times, right? So will it apply for both the tags or only for first tag? So now if you see, you're getting background yellow for both Raina and Dhoni. Suppose if I want to give background blue both for Sachin and then Rohit. So what should I do? I want background blue both for Sachin and Rohit. So what can I do now? Can I use class selector again? So class is equal to, I will write mi, and I'll also give class is equal to mi. Now instead of this master blaster, so I'll comment this out. So can I write dot mi? I'll write below this dot mi background color blue. Now will this work for me? So for both Rohit and Sachin, I'm getting background blue, background as blue color. Similarly, can you also do for ABD, for RCB? For RCB, for both Kohli and ABD, I want background as red. So in a similar fashion, you can write class name for both these tags, right? Both Kohli and then ABD. Clear about this class selectors, everyone? So whenever you want to call a group of tags or a group of things, then you should use class selector. Whenever you want to call only single select or single tag, then you should use ID selector. That is the only difference. Understood? Why? What why? Suppose if I want to call only you, Suman, if I want to call only you, if I call as FT Web 20, will you respond to me? You're walking beside me and I'm calling you a FT Web 20. Will you respond to me? Will not respond, right? You will respond only if I call you by name. If you want to call only single person, then use ID selector. Now, if group of persons are walking before me and there are some people of FT Web 20. Now, if I call a FT Web 20 students, will all of you respond? Yeah. That is the only difference. I will tell those things, Abhishek. I will tell. So now, for all these tags, so I will write H1 tag also, H1 tag, IPL and down. Okay. And I'm having something like this. So for all these tags, I want to give some styling for all these tags. Okay. For H1, for all these P tags, I want to give some, what do we say? I want to give some italic text. Do you know what is italic text? Italic means cursive handwriting, right? Tilted. Yeah. Sleeping text. Yeah. So how to do that? So can I write P and then, so what is the property for that? Styling property? We have something known as font style. Font style is italic. So now am I getting for each and every P tag? But I also want for H1 tag, right? So can I write H1 and font size italic? So now I'm getting italic for, why it is not getting italic? Okay, font style italic. Yeah. So now I'm getting italic style. But are you repeating the same code again here also? Are you repeating the same code again here? You're using same font style italic for all for P tag and H1. Suppose if I have some H3 tag also at there. H3 winner will get 20 row, 20 CR. Okay. So now I want to make the H3 also italic. So what should I do? Again, I should do H3 and font style italic. Right. So is this method feasible? No, right? So whenever you want to apply same styles for entire document or for entire HTML tags, for all HTML tags, you have one more selector for that. What is that? That is known as universal selector. What do you mean by universe? What do you mean by universe? Entire, right? Everything. So what is the symbol? What is the symbol for universe selector? Star. So universe means star, right? So they're given star, that's why. So star and open curly braces, and I will write. So I'll refresh my page. Now I don't have any italic style. So font style, I will write italic. So now if I refresh my page, can you see? Each and every tag is getting font style as italic. Understood? Clear, everyone? So what are the various selectors we saw until now? We saw tag selector, and we saw ID selector, and we saw class selector, and we saw universal selector, right? And yesterday we also saw some inline styles, right? Yesterday we saw inline styles, and then we saw all the styles. Understood? So until now we saw all these things. So now let's see one more thing. So I will write one more time, one more file. HTML. Copy this path and I'll paste it here. So now I will have one tag here in this. So I will have some H1 tag. Okay. And I will write Masai. So now what I will do is I'll keep one style tag. So I will keep a universal selector here. So I will refresh my page and I will give some color as red. So what is my color of H1 now? H1 tag. Okay, I will take it inside it. Sorry. So what is the color of H1 tag now? It is red, right? Okay. So now what if I write H1 tag and if I write color blue? Now we are confusing the HTML that you are giving. So this universal also will select H1, right? And the H1 also will select H1. So you're confusing this CSS now. So what CSS will select now? What is the background? What is the color of H1 tag now? Why blue? Last updated. Suppose if I keep this above this star now, what is the color of H1 tag? Red or blue? So there is something known as priority of selectors. Suppose if same tags has different kinds of selectors, then this CSS has some kind of priority. Okay. So there is one shortcut for this known as SICTU. What is S in this case? Inline styles. What is I? ID selector. What is C? Class. What is T? Tag. What is U? Universe. So it is descending order. Okay. So if it descending order, which has the highest priority in this? So I'm telling this is descending order, which has the highest priority? S, right? S has highest priority. I has least priority then. So I can also write as S greater than I greater than C greater than T greater than U. Understood? So now here I'm writing what are the tags I'm writing here? What is this first selector? What is this first selector? It is tag selector, right? Tag selector. Okay. And what is the second selector here? It is known as universal selector. So how did we get this order? So how did we get this order here? So how did I get this order? So did I write like normally, or did they have some values? So each and everything will have some values. So S will have some 1000 points. So think as points. S will have 1000 points. ID will have 100 points. And class will have 10 points. And tag will have 1 point. And universal has no point, that's 0 points. Okay. So everything, every selector has one score or one value to it or points. So what is for inline? Inline means inline styles. Okay. For inline styles, it is 1000. For ID, it is 100. For class, it is 10. For tag, it is 1. For universe, it is 0. Understood? Everyone, about this score. So how to remember this score? So you can remember the thing SICTU. So these points are given by the people who designed the CSS. So these are not given by us. So now tell me in our code. So what is the score of tag selector now? What is the score? I will comment these things out. What is the score of tag selector? Tag selectors. See here carefully and tell me. I've given points here. I'm seeing a wrong answer again. What is the score of tag selector? See carefully and tell me. Tag or type or element selector. Again, I saw wrong answer. Again, I'm asking, what is the score of tag selector? Again, I got wrong answer. Again, I'm asking, what is the score of tag selector? Until you tell the right answer, I will not move forward. Again, someone is telling 100. Wake up, guys. Whoever is telling 100. So it is 1 point, right? So tag selector has 1 point. What is the score of universal? 0 points. So now among these two, which has highest score? Or just highest points? Tag, right? So what HTML consider now? Which styles will it consider? Blue color or red color? Whichever has highest point, the corresponding color will be applied. So now if I refresh my page, I will get blue color. Understood, everyone? Suppose now what I will do is I will write class is equal to Masai. So now I will write dot Masai and I will write background color yellow. Now what is my background color for H1 tag? What is this selector here? Class, right? So class selector. What is the score of class selector? See this, what is the score of class selector? 10 points, right? So now which has highest point among these three? Which has highest points among these three? Class, right? So what is the background color of, sorry, what is the color of class? What is the color of this Masai class selector? It is yellow, right? So will I get yellow now as color? Can you see you're getting yellow now? Why yellow? Because class has more priority than universal and also tag. Because it has 10 points greater than 1 and 0 points. Suppose now if I give ID equal to school. So now I will write ID selector. So what is the ID selector score? How many points? 100 points. Okay. So now I will write ID selector hashtag school, and I will write color as teal. So now what is my color of this H1 tag? So whatever has highest score, it will take their color, right? So how much ID has 100 points. So it is greater than class selector, universe selector, and tag. So what is the background color now? What's the color now for H1 tag? It is teal. Understood? How priority is working. Suppose now if I give inline style, I'll give style is equal to color as orange. So now what I'm doing here, I'm writing inline styles. So now what is my color of H1 tag? What is the score of inline styles? 1000, right? So will it go to ID or class or this one? Will it go? No, right? So what is my color now? Orange. Understood, everyone? Remember this thing, SICTU, so that you will understand what is happening. Suppose if I write school and I will write color as aqua. So now what is my bag? If I remove this inline styles, I'll remove inline styles. So now what is my color of H1 tag? So what is the selector called here? ID selector. What is the points? 100 points. Now what this will do? Now there is one more confusion for CSS. Now you have written same colors which are score as equal. These two have equal score, right? These two things have equal score. So now HTML is in confusions to select which color. So which color it will select now? If I refresh my page, which color will get? I'm getting aqua. So what did you observe here? Whenever scores are equal, what it will do? It will select. What will select now? It will select properties which are applied at bottom, right? So what is the property applied at the bottom here, at the latest point or updated point? This color, right? Suppose if I write again school and if I write background color pink. Now what is my background color now? Pink, right? Because this is the last value. This is at the bottom value. Understood? If I write color pink, not background color. If I write color pink, I will get color as pink. Now, if I have one more p tag, I will tell I am paragraph. Okay. Now I will select this p tag by tag selector and I will write font size 40 pixel. What is the font size of p tag now? What is the font size of p tag? 40 pixel. Okay. Suppose if I write again a p tag and if I write color red and then font size 20 pixel. Now what is the updated font size from a p tag? Updated font size. Zero pixel. Or else I will write color teal. Now tell me, what is the updated? So see entire tags here, entire styling tags here, and tell me what is the color and what is the font size of a p tag. Teal and 20 pixel, right? So what is the score here for p tag? Score is 1, and here also score is 1. So what it is doing here? Whatever is appearing at the bottom, it is taking, right? Can you tell it is overwriting the font size? Is it overwriting the font size? It is same like objects, right? Suppose you have objects where obj is equal to a as 1, b as 2, and I will write a as 100. So what is my a value now? 100, right? So is it same as whatever we saw now? It is getting updated, whatever value you're writing at the latest point, it is getting updated. Understood? So now if I write one more p tag and if I write background color red. So now tell me what are the properties which p will apply? For the p tag, what all properties will be applied? So will I get background color as red? Will I get font size now? Will I get font size 20 pixel? No or yes? If I refresh my page, are you getting the same font size, different font size? So what is happening previously here? So where object is equal to a as 1, b as 2, and a as 100. So now if you do, so what is your object, update object? So you will get b also or you won't get b? You will get b also, right? The only a value is getting updated here. B will remain as it is, right? So now in this case, what you're doing, so background is separate property here. Are you getting my point? This background is separate property. So whatever you write, it will be applied. Suppose if you write font size as 100 pixel. Now what will happen? Now will the font size get updated to the new font size? Can you see that? So whatever properties are, whatever properties are same, it will get updated. Whatever properties are new, it will come as new values, right? Understood? Cool. So now let's see how this, what are the various advantages of using this class names. Okay. We'll see what is the beauty of these class names. So how it is advantage for you while you're building some applications. So now inside body, I will keep a p tag p1, one more p tag p2, one more p tag p3, and one more p tag p4. Okay, and inside this, I will write some style. Cool. I'll let one more p tag as p5. So now I will write some styles. Okay, some random class names. So what I will do is I will write dot fs, and I will write font size as 40 pixel. And I will write one more class name dot tc text align center. Okay, and I'm writing one more bgr. I will write background color red, and I will also write dot ct, and I will write color as teal. Understood? So I wrote some class names here. So whenever I keep this class name, what is the property I will apply? Whenever I keep class is equal to fs, what is the property I should apply? Font size 40 pixel. Whenever I write class of tc, my text should be centered. Whenever I write class name as bgr, my background should be red. Understood? So now if for p1, I will refresh my page, nothing is there. Now for p1, I will write class is equal to tc. What will happen for p1? What will happen for p1 now? Will my p1 come to center? And what if I write class is equal to bgr? What will happen now for p2? Background red, right? Okay. Now if I write class is equal to fs, what will happen? Font size 40 for p3. And if I write class is equal to ct, what will happen? I'll get color as teal. Can you see that? I'll remove this p5, it is not needed. So I'm having this p4 until p4. So now what I want is for p1, I also want font size of 40 pixel. So what can I do? For p1, I also want font size of 40 pixel. So shall I write one more class here? Class is equal to fs. Shall I write like this? Can I write like this? So can you use two class names in same tag like this fs? Can you write like this? Two class names separated by a space. Can I write like this? If I refresh my page, is it getting applied? Text align center is getting applied. Whether font size 40 is getting applied for you. So what did you understand from this? You can apply how many class names you want, right? You can use how many class names you want. So based on this particular concept, so many libraries have been built. CSS libraries. We'll learn these libraries in next unit. But based on this concept, there are so many libraries like Bootstrap, Tailwind, all those things have been. So now for this, can I use TC? For second P2, can I use TC now? Will P2 get text align center? Can you see that? Can I apply FS and BGR for this? Can I apply three class names? So what is first one? Color teal and font size 40 and BGR. So will I get three properties for P4? If I write TC also, will I get this property also? So can you see? Understood? What is the advantage of using multiple classes? So you have only 4 classes, but how many combinations you can do here? What are the various combinations you can do? I can also write BGR here. So I can do how many combinations you want, right? From this FS, and you can also write BGR and TC. So I can use whatever combinations you want. Will this order matter for you? Will this order matter for you? You can write whatever order you want, right? So I can write BGR, TC and FS. The output will be the same. You should not use comma. It should be separated by space. Don't use comma. It should be separated by a space. Yeah, classes are more powerful. So most of the time we may use classes. IDs we will use only for 1 or 2 IDs. If you use comma, it won't work. Simple. If you use comma, it won't work. Clear, everyone? You can use whatever you want. CT and BGR will also work. So you can use 2, 1, 3, 4, whatever you want. Whatever styles are there, it will apply. Okay, take 5 minutes of break. When we come back, we'll see more things. So now let's try to solve one layout so that we can apply all the concepts which we learned. So we will try to solve these strategic investors, this first row. Okay, so we will try to solve this entire thing until this part. Okay, so we'll try to solve this layout using selectors. So what to do in this case? What is this tag here? What are the stylings we need for the tag? See from developer point of view. H1 and what is the property we'll use to get it centered? Text line center, TC. Okay. So now for building the this entire row, so what we should do? We should get the approach first. So you need to build one parent box like this. Inside parent box, how many child boxes we have? 4 child boxes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and 4. So each box has what each box has? Each box has an image, right? So this is the image here. This is some H1 tag or H2 tag, or this is some P tag, and again an image, right? So for getting these 4 boxes side by side, what we need to do? We need to give display flex for this box, right? Parent box. Okay. So let's try to solve this question. This is part of I session. So this is not an assignment. So I will try, I will solve this. So please look into it. So what's the first step we need to do? So I will write investors.html. I keep HTML tag and head and body. Inside head, I'll keep style, and I will copy this path and I'll open it in a new tab. Cool. So let's keep it side by side. So now what is the first thing you need? First one is H1 tag, right? So I'll keep H1 and I'll keep strategic investors. Okay. So I'll copy this path. I'll paste it here. Okay. So I'm getting some strategic investors. So I need to get to the center. So what should I do? Text align center. So shall I use inline styles or selectors? So what selector I can use here? What selector can I use? You can use whatever you want, right? You can use tag, class, or whatever you can. So I will use tag here. So H1 text align center. So now if I refresh, I'm getting to the center. I'll also give some margin top to it so that it will get some margin from the top. Margin top of 30 or 50 pixels maybe. I'll get some margin from the top here. Below this, what is the thing we want? Below this, we want some layout, something like this, right? So we want something like this. This is the parent box. So is the parent box taking entire width? It is taking some 70% of width, right? 70% width of its parent. What is the parent? Body, right? So what should I do now in this case? So I'll keep a div here. Okay. And I will give some ID to it. ID or class, whatever you can give, you can give. So I'm giving ID equal to parent. Okay. I generally call the parent as container because it is containing all the childs. So for container, what is the width I need to give? Width is 70%. And what is the height? Can I give height in percentages here? So initially I give some height so that you can visualize that. Okay. So initially I'll give some 400 pixel. And I'll give some border 1 pixel solid red. So now if I refresh my page, are you getting some box like this? But I want this box to the center. So what is the property I can use for this? I want this box to be centered. So I should do something known as margin auto. So margin auto. So now if I refresh my page, I'm getting a center. So is the parent box done for you now? Now inside this box, what you want? You want 4 child boxes, right? Like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you want to divide this entire box into 4 parts. So what is the size of each box here? What is the width of each box? Can I use 25 directly? I also want to give some margin between those. So can I give around 23% for each and every child? Okay, let's do that. So how many childs I want here? 4 childs. So I'll write div and I'll copy this 3 times again. Cool. So now how to write styles for this divs now? How to write styles? Can I use what should I use? Tag, ID or class? I want to select group of tags here. I want to select group of tags, not single tag. So what should I do? Universal. Can I use universal here? I want to select only this divs, group of divs. So I should use something called class. I will use class is equal to, I will use something called as box. Okay. So I will copy this and I will paste it everywhere. Now for this box, what should I do? Dot box. What is the width of each and every box? 23%. What is the height of each box? What is the height of each box? Can I give 100% height here? Because I want for entire height of the parent. Can I give 100%? Okay, 100%. And I'll give some border also to visualize it. 1 pixel solid T. So now if I refresh, you're getting the boxes, but getting it up and bottom. So how to make it side by side? You need to use display flex. Display flex for where? To the parent, right? What is the parent here? Container. So I will use display as flex. Now if I refresh my page, I'm getting all those things. So now can you see for building these boxes, how clean your code is looking now? Can you see how clean your HTML code is looking? Yesterday, how did it look for creating only the boxes? It's very clumsy, right? Now it is looking very clean because you're using styles here, tag selectors here. Now I want some margin between these boxes. So what can I do for this? I want margin between these boxes, some space between the boxes. I need to give margin for each and every box. So what can I do? Margin auto for yesterday. We gave margin auto for each and every box, right? So now can you give for only this box, class box? So I will write margin as auto. So now let's see. Are you getting it now? 4 boxes. Now can you fill in the matter very easily? So each and every box has what tags? Each and every box has image tag, some h1 tag, and then p tag, and again image. So first one is image, img. What is the attribute image? src equal to, and some h1 tag, and some p tag, founder and CEO, and again one img tag. As src is equal to something. So now I will copy this image tag, image address, and I will paste it here. Again, I'll copy this Paytm image tag here. Copy image address and paste it here. So I'm building only one box so that I can copy paste the rest of the box. Okay. So now if I refresh, so this image is going out of my box. So what should I do? I want to fix this image to the parent. So I should give image width as 100%. So can I use image tag here directly? Can I use image tag here directly? Why I can't use? Because we have 2 images, right? If you write image tag, these 2 images will get selected. But if I want only this one image tag, so how can I use that? So what should I use? Class or ID? ID. If I use ID equal to avatar, I need to copy this for the rest of the div tags, right? So can I use ID? I need to copy this to rest of the div tags. I can't use ID, right? So I need to use class only. So class is equal to avatar. So dot avatar. What is the width for this? 100%. So now if I refresh, I'm getting the width. I think Vijay Shekhar Sharma should be H2, not H1. Yeah, now it is fine. So now I want these 3 things to be text align center. All these 3 things. So what can I do for that? So shall I write H2 as text align center, P as text align center? Each and everything as differently, or can I use text align center for the parent? Instead of giving text align center for all these things, can I give text align center for the parent itself? Okay, so I'll give text align center. So now if I refresh my page, I'm getting text align center. But this image is very large. So I need to reduce the width of the image. So what can I do for this case? Again, I need to use a class name for this. Class is equal to logo. And I will write dot logo. I will write width in terms of some pixel, some random pixel. I don't know exact size. So I'm giving it a trial and error method here. Is it okay? Or I should reduce it and give 130. Okay. So it is coming something like this. Now, if you see the spacing between this H2 tag and P tag and image tag is very less, right? But in our case, it is not less, it is having some space. And why this box is, why this line is coming over the image? Why this steel line or box is coming over the image? Why it is coming over the image? Because we gave fixed height, right? We gave fixed height here, 400 pixels. So instead of fixed height, what we should do? Initially, we gave fixed height because we want to visualize. So I'll keep it as auto now. Now, if I open, so I'll get auto size. Can you see that? So now I want to reduce the space between this P tag and H2 tag and image and this P tag. So what can I do? What can I do in this case? Margin for where? I can do two things here. First one is I can give some margin for this P tag. So I can give margin top and margin bottom for this P tag. Can I give margin top and margin bottom for this? Can I reduce the margin top and margin bottom for this P tag? So how to select this P tag again? How to select the P tag? Can I directly use P here? Because in my app, there is only one P, right? There is no other P in my app. So I can directly use P here. In my app, there is only one P. I don't have P anywhere else. So now for this P tag, what I will do? So what are the four values of margin I told yesterday? What is the first value? Top. Remember the clock. Start from 12 o'clock and go in the clockwise direction. So what is the value you want for top? Suppose if I give 0 pixel. And then let's see what is happening here. Okay. So are you getting this Paytm image coming better for you? And you also want margin top, right? So for margin top, I'll give 0 pixel, 10 pixel and 10 pixel. Sorry, 0 pixel, 10 pixel, 0 pixel and 10 pixel. So now if I refresh, are you getting these two things close by now? But if you see this P tag, this space is not reduced, right? Space between Vijay Shekhar Sharma and this P tag is not reduced. Why? Even if you give 0 pixel, it is not getting reduced. Why? H2 tag, yes. So basically for each and every tag in HTML, there will be some default margins. There is some default margin. To override those margin, you need to give some negative margins. Okay. So now if I give negative margin, if I give instead of, so what is the top here? This one, right? So instead of 0, I'll give minus 10. So now let's see whether it's moving or not. Is it moving now to the top? So basically, this H2 tag has some default margins. That's why even if you give 0 pixel, it is not moving to the top. So that's why I gave some negative margin here. So did you see that example of negative margin in the class? Some AC example in class notes. You can use negative margin whenever an application wants, but you don't use very regularly. So now can I copy paste the same thing for each and every tag? So what I will do, I will copy this and I will paste it for each and every div. I'll also remove the borders. If I refresh, I got the layout. So can you see, is your code looking better now? Is your code looking better compared to yesterday's code? Compare these two codes, yesterday's codes and today code. So it's looking so much better, right? It's looking very clean. Understood, everyone? Use of selectors. You can keep box shadow, no? I'm not doing that. You can keep the box shadow also. For each and every box, you should keep box shadow. So now let's solve V question now. There is one question which was given. So in unit 1, what is the type of evaluation you used to get? OJ, right? Everything in OJ. Am I right? So from unit 2 also, OJ, in OJ, are they manually evaluating or are they evaluating automatically? Automated, right? Everything is automated. So you will get particular marks if there are 10 test cases, if 10 test cases, 100 marks. So if you pass 5 test cases, how much marks you will get? 50 marks, right? Not 0, 50. It depends upon the number of test cases you pass. Even if you pass one test case, you will get 10 marks or something. Okay. So similarly from unit 2 for coding evaluations also, you will have some test cases and it will be automated evaluations, not manual. Your IAS will not evaluate your papers. Okay. So for that, you need to follow some procedure or follow some guidelines or follow some rules, which I will tell you. You need to follow some particular rules, which we are going to discuss now. I will tell how we will evaluate all those things, but before that, you need to follow some rules. So this particular question is given to one of the batches as first evaluation question. So you can see this. So basically, you will be given a template. So can you see a zip file here? I think everyone will know how to unzip a file, right? In Windows, you can do it directly. So I'm downloading it. So if you click on it, it will download. So I'm opening in Finder and I will double click on it. When I extract it, can you see a folder extract out of it? U2C1. I will extract it somewhere else. So I will extract in some other folder. Paste. So now if I click here and if I double click on it, I will get extracted. For Windows, I think you need to right click on and click on extract all or something. So can you see a folder U2C1 here? Whenever extract something, you're getting a folder kind of things. So now you need to open this folder with VS Code. So how to open a folder with VS Code? How to open a folder? So go to VS Code, quit it and open a new folder again. So click on open folder and go to the drive which you want, Masai in our case, and then U2C1 and open. So can you see some templates here? Some HTML tag is written already. So ignore about this meta tags. Don't worry about that. So can you see some template is already in this place, in this zip file? I will tell what is the template and what you need to build. So this template is looking like, so if I copy the path, and if I open with live server, or if I paste it here. So your template is looking something like this. So from this template, you need to build a layout which looks similar to something like this. Can you see this? You need to build this template from this template. Understood the first step? First step is you need to download the template and you need to open with VS Code, and using the same template, you need to build this layout from this layout. And there are already, so tell me how many, what is this in this? So we will try to visualize this. So what is this here? Rooms and suits. It's a H1 tag. Is it given in the template H1 tag already? In the template H1 tag is given, right? Can you see? H1 rooms and suits, it's given. So, and what is this? The below part. This is some kind of P tag, right? P tag. So is that given in the template? Far, far away behind the world mountains. Can you see that? And again, if you see the bottom part, so can you visualize this? It's some parent, right? Parent container. And inside this, how many child containers we have? three child containers, right? Three childs. 1, 2, and 3. Can you see some structure here? Similarly for that. So what is the parent container here? Can you see the parent container and 3 child cards? Can you see that? So what do you need to do? Inside each card, what do we have? Inside each card, we have image and some h1 tag and p tag, right? So if you fill only this thing, it's enough. No need to do anything else. So from this template, you need to build the original website template. Understood? Yeah, 100% similar. I will tell how to give Netlify question and how to get Netlify link and all. Images will be given in the question itself. So I think it is given in the question. I given a website here. So you can go here and click on, yeah, you can see the image here. You can copy the image address from me. Understood the question part, everyone? And also there are some rules in this. So for styles, font size. So if you open this image now, so we are given some rules here. So can you see what is the rooms and suits here? It should have a tag h1, and what is the font size should be? What should be the font size of h1 tag for me? 60 pixel. What is the color for me? What is the color I want? I want C78B36. So what is the code of this color? Yesterday we discussed different codes of colors. It's hexa code, right? Yeah. For this p tag, so I given something called as line height. So what do you mean by line height? Basic English meaning. Height between your lines, right? So we'll see what line height is. And whatever tags you're seeing here, this tag is some h2 tag. This should be only h2 tag. You should not give any other tag here. And this tag should only be p tag. You should not give any other tags here. You should follow these rules very strictly. If you are not following this, then you will lose some marks. Suppose in your what we say DSA. Suppose we told to write even and odd. So in test case, it is written even in capital EVEN. Suppose if you write EVEN, will it pass? No, right? It is case sensitive. So similarly, you will test for these properties. If you're not giving these properties, then some of the test case will fail. So now let's try to solve this question. So keep it aside and solve this question. So this is my required layout. I'm keeping it one side. And this is my template layout. This is my template layout. And sorry. This is the required layout, and this is a template layout. So now first we'll solve this h1 tag. So what are the rules are given for h1 tag? What are the rules are given for h1 tag? H1 tag are given font size 60 pixel and color C78B36. So go into a code. So keep style. So you should write styles here. So can I write h1 directly? Since I don't have any h1s in my code, can I write h1 directly? What is the font size I want? 60 pixel. And what is the color I want? Color is C78B36. C78B36. If I refresh, so are you getting the same font size and color? I want to move this to the center. So how can I move that? Text align center. Yeah. So I will keep text align center. So now if I refresh my page, I'm getting align center. So now your h1 tag is completed. So you'll get 1 mark for this in evaluations if you do same like this. Now next target is our p tag. So what needs to be done for this p tag? So in our p tag, it is taking entire width, right? So, but in our output, so did you want the entire width to take for p tag? So someone is telling text align center. So first keep text align center then. So how to select p tag? So did you see some class name for this p tag? Did you see some class name for this p tag? You should not change this class name. You should not change the class name and keep it something else. Okay. You should use the same class names. If you change these class names, then the test case will fail. Don't change the class names at all. So I given there also, don't change class and ID names. So for this description .des, I'll write text align center. Okay. So I'll refresh it. So I'm getting center. So someone is telling to use break statements here. Can I use break statements? Is it good method? For getting the text to the down, someone is telling to use break BR. So can I do that? It is not at all good method. Okay. So instead what we can do? Now what is the width of this tag? If you see, what is the width of this p tag? Think it is 100%. So if you reduce the width of this, can you get the required output? If you reduce to something like this, can you get the required output? Yeah. So let's try to reduce the width now. So for this description, I'll keep width as around 50%. I'll give some border also to make you look at it. So border 1 pixel, solid blue. So can you see the width now? Is it okay? It is not okay. We should reduce further. So I'll give 30%. You're getting something like this. Is it? Yeah, it is somewhat okay. But you want this to be centered, right? So how can you make it centered? I want the entire box to be centered. I want the entire p tag to be centered, not the text inside the p tag. Margin auto, right? So I will keep margin auto. So now my p tag will come to the center. Understood, everyone? So now if you see, I gave one more rule here, that is line height 25 pixel. Now can you see my height between lines are very near, right? It is very much near to it. So I will use something known as line height. Line height. So initially I give 10 pixels. So let's see what is happening if I give 10 pixels. So can you see it's overlapping if I give 10 pixels? Can you see that? 10 pixel is very less. What is the default line height? 16 is default, yes. So now if I give 30 pixel, can you see the difference now? Difference in the line height. But what is the required line height given here? What is the required line height? 25 pixels. So I should write 25 pixels. So now I'm getting something like this. So if you solve this, you'll get 2 marks. I'll remove the border now. Understood? Now my heading and paragraph is done. So now what is the next step? I need to build the lower layout. So for lower layout, how can I build this? So visualize it. So first I need to build a box, something like this. Build a box, something like this, right? Some parent box. So what is the width of the parent box? Is it 100% or something less than that? It's around 70%, right? So will you keep height initially? Or also keep height initially? So what is the tag name given in the template for that? What is the parent here in the template given? Card or you have 3 cards, right? So what is the parent? Container. Can you see this is the container? This is the parent here. So now for container, what I'll do, hashtag container. And what is the width I want? With 70%. And initially I'll give some height in pixels, 400 pixel or 500 pixel. And I'll give some border for you to visualize. Border 1 pixel solid red. Yeah, I should use ash. Hashtag I use it, right? Dot or ash? It's ID, not class. Container is an ID, not class. So now if I refresh, can you see you're getting some container like this? I want to move this to the center. So what can I do? Same story, margin as auto. Now I also want move from the top also. Give some margin from the top. So can I give some top margin here? Can I give some top margin? So can I give margin top here? Margin top 50 pixel. So what happens if I give margin top above this? What will happen? Will this work now? Will this work same as before or will it change? So if you are giving auto, will this auto apply for all 4 sides or only one side? Will this auto apply for all sides or only one side? So here you're telling margin top as 50 pixel, but you're telling margin as auto. So which margin it will take, auto or 50 pixel? Auto, why? Latest, right? Whatever is at the bottom, it will take that value. Suppose if I give margin auto at the top and margin top 50 pixel at the bottom. So now what will happen? What will happen in this case? So is it same like writing something like this? 50 pixel, auto, auto, auto. Is it same like this or any difference? Same, right? So what you're telling here, margin top should 50 pixel, rest of the margin should be auto. Am I right? So now if I refresh, I will get the same output. Understood? Okay. So now inside this parent box, how many child boxes I want? I want some 3 child boxes like this. 1, 2. I want to divide the parent box into 3 boxes. So what is the width of each and every box? Tell along with margins also. I want to give margins also. What is the width of each and every box? Some 30%. So what are the childs here? What is the class name for childs? Dot card, right? So I will write dot card. What is the width of each and every box? I will give around 30%. And I'll give what is the height? 100%. And I'll give some border to make you look at it. So 1 pixel solid teal. So now I'll refresh. But it's coming like top and bottom. So what should I do? Display flex for this container, right? For the parent. So go to container and write display as flex. If I refresh, I'm getting something like this. I need some space between these boxes. So what should I do for that? I need some margin between the boxes. Again, same story, give margin auto for all the cards. Now is your basic layout complete? For this, you will get some 4 or 5 marks for building this layout without having any image or something. Can you keep height auto now? Someone is asking height as auto. Can you keep height auto now? Right now, can you keep height auto? There is no content, right? If I keep height auto now, if you keep height as auto, it will not take any width. It will be like a lines because we didn't give any content inside this. So what is the content for each and every child now? Each and every child should have an image. And I think it's H2, not H1. Image and then H2 tag and then a P tag. So what is the SRC for image? I've given some links for that. So you can copy from this. So copy image address and paste it. And I'll write single loom And then I will copy this $90 hash per night. $90 hash per night. Now if I refresh my page, so I should get all the things. Now what is happening here? Image is going out of the box. So I need to contain inside the parent. So what should I do for this? So again, catch the image. So how can I catch the image? Can I use directly image tag now? For this question, can I use image tag directly? Because I have only one image, right? So I'll catch the image. I'll keep width as 100%. If I refresh my page, I'm getting 100%. I want this to be center aligned. So what should I do? I want both the things to be center aligned. What should I do? Shall I write separately for H2 and P? Or can I use for card? You can use texture and center. Not for container. The parent is card here. Okay. So go to card and write text align center. If I refresh, I'm getting the layout. So even if you don't give these colors, it don't matter because there are no rules to write color of this, right? So if you want, you can use the same color. So I will use the same color for this. Okay, so now if I refresh, I'll get the same. So you can give whatever colors you want because it was not mentioned in the question. Okay. If it is not mentioned in question, you can use whatever color, but the tag should be H2 and the tag should be P. This should be same as it is. Now is the layout complete? Can you copy paste the remaining things? Can you copy paste this image and this P tag? Can I remove the borders now? Border 1 pixel. I can also keep 0 pixel. Nothing is fine. So if you refresh now, you'll get the required image. Cool. So in evaluation, I will not check for the image URL. So you can give whatever images you want. You can keep your image also, doesn't matter. But I will give the image links for each and every question. But I will not judge on images here. You can give whatever images you want, but the layout should look like same. There is no box shadow here. You can use box shadow if you want. You can use the box shadow if you want because it doesn't lose you any marks. And one more thing is you should not use inline CSS. So here I should have told, yeah, don't use inline styles. Okay. So I can ignore this center tag. You should not use inline styles for this. Okay. If you are using inline styles, then your code will not work for test cases. Clear, everyone? You can give all same images. I given same images, right? You can give all the images same. So no, you can also give some dummy text. No need to give the same text also. So now the next step is you need to submit this, right? So until now, how are you submitting HTML files? How are you submitting HTML files? That HTML files, right? But from now on, you should submit the link of your file. So can I submit this link directly? So can someone view these files? If I give this link for you, can you view that? You can't view it, right? Because it is my local system. It is in my volumes, Masai, U2C1, index.html. Now how to view these files? I want these files to be available for everyone. I want these links to be available for everyone. So what should I do for that? So I need to deploy it. What do you mean by deployment? What do you mean by deploy? Suppose if you are posting some photo on Instagram or some photo or some video on YouTube. So can everyone see that video? Whoever has your link? because it is getting deployed on YouTube server, right? So now we need to deploy this code on some server. We need to copy this code and give it in some server. So for that, we have something known as Netlify. There is one website known as netlify.com where you can deploy, where you can store your code globally. You can't store on Google Drive and all. But while deploying on Netlify, first step is you need to create an account. Okay, you need to sign up. So you can sign up by using so many methods, but I think most of you has this GitHub account, right? Most of you have GitHub account, right? So you can sign up using GitHub. Can you see the first option, GitHub? So sign up using GitHub. And it will ask for some information. I already signed up, so I will use incognito. Okay, so I will sign up and I will choose. It is very slow. Guys, evaluation is on Monday. You will get all the instructions for evaluations on Saturday. So don't worry about instructions and all. Why it is not opening? Is my net slow or what? Okay. So can you see GitHub option here at the starting? So click on this GitHub and it will ask for your GitHub username and type your username here. So I'm typing my username and password and sign in. So you'll get signed in. Okay. So now you can use the Netlify using your GitHub account. So can you see here something like add new site here? Add new site. So if you click on this, so you can add new site using these three methods. But we are using deploy manually. You should use the third method, that is deploy manually. So when you click on deploy manually, so it will ask you to upload your file. So can you see? It is asking to drag and drop your site or browse to upload. So you can browse your folder. So where is a folder now? I will browse it. Where is my template? Where did I store it? I stored in Masai and U2C1. Click on this and click on upload. Can you see upload here? Click on this and click on upload. So now it's getting uploaded. It is getting deployed. Can you see the deployed link here now? Starting, middle line, something here. Can you see the deployed link? You need to upload the whole folder. It will not take files. Whatever folder you downloaded from the template, upload the same file. So now if you click on this file, can you see the layout now? Whatever layout we have built until now. So now if I give this layout to you, try to open it once. I given in chat box. Is it opening for you? Yeah. So you need to upload this link in the LMS. You need to upload this link on the LMS. Okay. So read all the instructions here. So I also provide the link here, netlify.drop. So click on this and first sign up. If you're not signing up, if you're directly deploying on free account, it will expire in 1 or 2 hours. So never deploy your site without signing in. That is the first step. Purpose of Netlify, it will deploy your code. It will deploy your websites.